Server. Chicago. Chicago.
Targeting servers.
Twitch.tv/Tauren Think Tank.
What?
It's live. It's showtime.
Yeah.
Showtime. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. We are here right now on Thursday.
It is Thursday time.
It is Thursday time. It's Thursday. It's Thursday time.
That's a good song.
That song makes me smile every day that I listen to it. It's just like there's just so much like just grooving in there. It's
Yeah.
awesome. It's
Well,
awesome.
sometimes when someone says, like, well, why are these things like this? And I'll just go, because it's Wednesday. And Wednesday, because it's Thursday. And because
It's
Thursday night is the night we
Thursday.
usually do Triple T.
And if you
Happy
guys,
Thursday, Kaifin.
I actually did not know about that business time song until like last year when Pat and his wife showed it to me for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I had never
I,
heard of it, and they were like, "Oh my god!" And so they pull it up. One of their favorite things to do when I'm over there is to like pull stuff up on YouTube and blast it to their television, so that it's
yeah.
on the big television. If we're like sitting on the couch, he's like, "We're watching it on the big screen." So that's what we do. And I'm like, "This is the greatest thing ever." And they're like, "Uh-huh." Like, how did you not
Right?
know of this? Uh-huh.
Yeah. Flight of the Conchords is so
They're
good.
so good.
I love all their stuff. It's so good.
Hello, chat room. It's Thursday time.
Yep.
Today was a good day. We'll talk about it during the show itself, but I have been like messed up by daylight savings time. And so I've been tired, like super tired, because I'm not sleeping well. So yeah, this afternoon I just needed to take a break for a while and just go lay down and sleep for a little bit. And I woke up and I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'm awake. I'm good. Let's go. but it's just like, I just want to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted so badly to take a nap, but I got home and did a couple things around the house, and then it was like 7:20. I'm like, I don't have time to nap.
You don't
And
have time.
Draven, have you seen? I'm assuming you saw the new trailer that I tweeted out earlier. It does such a good job. Have you seen? Did you watch that yet, Jules?
I haven't watched the new one.
I think it's the most noob friendly one they've done so far, because it actually goes to like it exposits the basic premise of the plot.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, hey, here's the guy, we got to do the keys and save the world because this bad guy wants to do the thing, and then blow it up or something.
Yeah. Did you see? I don't know if you saw it. It was on one of my Facebook pages, and they've got 3 posters, and they're the Magic Eye posters that have the keys in them. Did you see them?
I saw one of them, but I haven't had a chance to see the other 2. I knew they did them, but I knew that one of them was keys. It's kind of funny because the first time I ever saw one of those Magic Eyes was I was in like gifted and talented class when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And they had it on the wall, and they were like, see if you can see what this is. And they were like, you have to relax your core. Hey, Marconin, Statue of Liberty. They're like, and everybody kind of looked at me, and they're like, how'd you see what that was? I was like, I don't know. I just kind of looked at it, and then it appeared. Because like everybody's like, well, you have to look past it. You have to look through it and kind of unfocus, relax your eye. Statue of Liberty. Dolphin. Sailboat. It's just Like, there you
I
go.
it took me so long to figure out how to do it. And I remember standing in front of those things in stores for like half an hour. Like, I'm going to see this. I'm going to figure this out. And I'm like, oh, I just have to kind of like cross my eye a little bit. And then all of a sudden it
Yeah.
goes whoop. And then you're like, I can't unsee it. It's just like, that was the coolest thing when I had that discovery, because I was very determined to be able to learn how to see that. But you were like, instant.
Okay.
I could just
That's
see it.
one of the keys. Okay, that's the copper key. Yeah, I'm pulling them up.
Link them in chat so people can see.
Let's see here.
You were in the giftless and talentless class. You've only been able to see one? Well, Marcona's going to link you one, and let's see if you see the keys.
There you go. Put it in the chat. Okay. I forgot where my mouse was. My pointer was. See, there's the copper key. There's the jade key. And I'm guessing this is the crystal key. Yep. That is cool. The new trailer is just it makes me so happy. Like, and the people who got to see it at South by Southwest said it's really good.
Good.
That it's very entertaining, and it's that same kind of, well, one of the quotes in the news trailer is like, it's got the same adventurous spirit that made Spielberg who he is. Like that spirit of adventure and overcoming adversity type thing that he does in all of those movies from the era. It just speaks to it. So I'm really excited. It's a week away.
Is it really? It is a week away.
Yes.
You're so stoked.
I am.
You're so stoked. I'm excited for it too. I haven't been to the movie theater in a while, so I may actually do it for that, as long as the reviews aren't terrible. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, because I really, really, really like that book. So
I don't let critics determine what I go see, because a lot of times those critics don't enjoy movies the way I do, and they see a few hundred movies a year, and it's like having somebody deconstruct your favorite song and criticize the structure of the music, the chord progression. Now they didn't really feel it. They didn't understand. These lyrics don't really mesh. They don't understand, and they're deep diving into it.
Yeah.
Because that's their job. Whereas I just like to go and eat popcorn for 2 hours and have things just get laser beams of light shot into my eye that I'll enjoy and have fun. So that's it for me. It's just, I don't listen to critics, because it's their job, but
yeah.
I still don't hold it too highly.
I've had really bad experiences at movie theaters of people just being buttholes, and so it's like, can we not act like a complete Neanderthal when we go to the movies and ruin other people's experiences, because that seems to be what happens. And so I would be so happy to be like, I'm just in my own space enjoying this with no other stupid distractions of someone pulling their phone out to check Facebook, or it's like, come on.
I am militant when it comes to that stuff. Like, I want people to shut up during the trailers.
Yeah.
Like the moment those commercials that they put on before are gone, like, you are going to zip your mouth.
Right.
You were going to put your phone away, because you paid $20 to sit here in the dark, and so did I.
Yeah.
And we are going to sit here and enjoy this movie. And do not make me come back there.
I will usually get the woman who has 500 pounds of perfume on, who sits near me too, which is the worst, because I get headaches from perfume. So,
what you could do is go to a matinee showing during the week. Like, if you want to go see it, go like the earliest showing on Friday.
Yeah.
Like the first showing of the day. Because you'll like, I've done that for movies. When I went and saw Black Panther the second time, I saw it this Monday with a coworker, and there were maybe 4 people in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Including the two of us.
That's what I like when I can go to the movies, is like, I can go and just enjoy it and not be distracted by other people being stupid. So
yeah. If you do the matinee times on a Sunday, you'll get a good number of people sometimes, but on Monday, it's like dead as a doornail in there.
Yeah.
So you can definitely go in there. That's when I like to go.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
actually gone in like I've gone early like Saturday morning or something, and it's usually not too bad. But the
Yeah.
weekday thing, as long as there's not a huge amount of stuff on my plate to like duck out for a couple hours to go do it. So, and there, uh, yeah, you got Jayonce is a movie talker. He is a movie talker, and but it's best to watch a movie with Jayonce when it's like an MST3K type of thing where you can just
Yeah.
completely like dismantle it and do that. So, yeah, if it's a movie I want to watch, like I love you, Jay. I would never go and see Star Wars with you the first time without like, because I would want to punch you.
Who's this? Who's that? Why are they shooting at these people?
Shut up.
What's with the robots?
I just want to enjoy it. Shut up.
Is that a laser sword?
Laser swords. All right, we're talking movies. We're gonna do our tangent thing like we always do. Let me
Yeah.
grab my soundboard so we've got it ready.
Also, Tangent Ways. Hey there, Jim.
Hi, hi, hi. Spoiler alert, Jayonce. Most people don't talk during movies.
Yep.
Oh, oh, you just reminded me.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I have it.
You do.
I have it.
When testing the soundboard.
Uh, um. Okay, so you ready for a blast from the past?
Always.
For those of you who have been around since the inception of Triple T, this is from episode 10. It's the Marsha story. And the context, if you don't know the Marsha story, is that I went to go visit Rem and Fit in Connecticut while I was staying with my parents in New Jersey. So I had to take trains to go see him from Jersey to Connecticut. And so it's not that long. So here's the Marsha clip. Oh, is it not working? Why are you not working? Why are you not working?
I heard it on my end.
You heard it? I didn't hear it on
Mm-hmm.
mine. What's going on? What's going on?
Oh.
That's right. Let's see. Oh, wait, it's going to wait. Why is it doing that?
Hey, Kalani, I see you're here. We may need some.
I don't hear it, Kalani. I think it's going to my speakers. Hang on. Yeah. All right, what's going on here? Sorry, guys. What the hell?
Did it work? Did it work that time? Because I could hear it every time.
Yeah, it's going to my speakers. It's not going to my headset. One sec. That's weird.
Hmm.
One second. Did that cause a problem? Let's see. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Oh, it should be working properly. Check what two recording devices from the Mac have their listen settings on. Okay. Huh. All done. Oh, 1 second.
Insert elevator music here.
Plug in the back. 1 second.
Well, I'm glad everybody is here tonight because it's Thursday. And as we all know, Thursday is the day that you secretly wish was Friday, so then your weekend could start. But it's also the day of Tauren think tank. And that's when I told Jules what I really.
That's so strange. What is going on?
Did it go through that time?
No.
Yeah, Colin. Yeah, the difference between working properly and working probably.
Yeah, because I don't know if is it going out to the stream? Do you guys hear
Yeah,
it on the stream?
Did you guys hear it that last time? Please say yes. But if you didn't, say no. Don't lie to me. Oh, it's in 2 weeks? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. It is 2 weeks. Next week is Pacific Rim. That's right. I like to call Thursdays Little Friday. That's a good one, Brandy Flair.
Kalani, the Mike and Mac is set to listen. It's not set to listen to this device, and it's playback through default playback device. Sorry, Jim. I didn't realize things should have been working properly because I didn't change anything.
I did see the update, and I can't wait because that is so awesome. Saturday is St. Patty's Day.
It is.
There's I can't remember if that local place does green beer again this year or not. Let me find out.
On the recording tab, it is not. Oh no, it is not the line in. What's the properties on the line in? The line in is listen to this device through Mike and Mac. Levels are. I'll push that all the way up, but. That's so weird. I can't hear it. Both should have listen turned on. One going to Mike and Mac, one going to your headphones. All right.
Jim, you sound like my buddy that was on the did on the radio who talked about a few weeks ago. He would always tell me, the 60s. That's a decade I'll never remember.
This pod.
Ooh!
How about that one?
That went loud. All right, now I'm echoing. Why am I echoing? Test.
Kalani said loud. Loud.
Well, now I got an echo, though. I don't know why I'm echoing.
And he just echoed what you said.
Yeah. Test, 1 2 1 2.
Tonight, we will here 2 2 of Jules 2 2 9 9
Is
9.
my audio device set to listen to?
He says now we're good.
No, I had to reset it.
Oh. Did we fix it?
No, not yet.
Troubleshooting think tank. Don't even
Yeah,
don't
it's
even
set to
change
listen to. My audio device is set to listen to this device on Mike and Mac, which is correct. Shit. Yeah, I'm good now, but I can't hear it. I won't be able to hear the soundboard unless it goes through my speakers. No, I don't hear it at all. Yeah, I don't hear the soundboard at all. I don't know why. Go to Mike and Mac. Okay. Listen to that. Should be off. It is off. When I turned it on, Kalani, is when I could hear it, but then I was echoing. And then line in is listen to this device through mic and Mac. But should that be me switching that to my audio device on the line in? Sorry, guys. We can do the show without the sounders. It just kind of sucks.
Yeah. Oh, man. The silence is deafening.
You have 2 lines coming in from the Mac, microphone and line in. Okay. One should be set to listen to on mic and Mac, which is right. And then the other one should be set to listen to. Okay, so when I flip the mic and Mac, test. Now I'm echoing. And then I just turned it off. The other, I see the one line in, and then the focus right. The other one is called microphone.
Hey, screen share. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. All right. Hang on a second. Sorry guys. You're gonna watch us do that. Let me go grab Kalani real quick, and we're gonna troubleshoot this right now.
We're gonna teleport him from.
I'm gonna turn my overlay off for just a second. And we're going to talk it through. You'll hear us talk about it, but I don't really want you guys to see my desktop.
She has weird wallpaper.
Right? Where are you, Kalani? Are you logged into Skype? You're not logged into Skype. I don't know what happened. This bugs the hell out of me. Why does this happen?
Well, I learned today on YouTube that sometimes cosmic rays can actually cause soft errors. Legit. It was on, I think, SciShow or SciShow Space today. Cosmic rays can come down and mess up with the electrons.
Hi.
In your RAM and stuff. Hey, Kalani.
Help us fix this. Oh, hang on a second.
Right.
Let me get your screen share. Hang on a second.
Should mute
share
the
screens.
stream so I'm not hearing myself double.
Yeah. All right. My He-Man and She-Ra wallpaper. Okay, so here's the recording tab, right?
Give me a second. My Skype just disappeared.
What?
There we go. Okay. So
These are the only 3 things that are enabled, though.
yeah, so scroll up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Microphone not plugged in. Did a cat unplug something?
Could have. Which one? This one?
No, the one that says Realtek High Definition at the bottom. That one.
Oh, that one.
That one's supposed to...
Which is that one of the plugins in the back of my
So yeah, that's one of the
computer?
plugs on the back. So you
All right,
should have...
Let me go unplug that and replug it. Hang on.
You should have the plugs coming from the Mac. And they're going into 2 different plugs on the back of your computer.
Yeah, I know, and I think he's been messing around back here, so let me see if I can fix that. Oh, good Lord, cat.
Yeah, I had to reset my computer today too. Or actually, I had to restart it because it did an update. That might have done
reset
it.
Hang on a second. That was a line in that I just did, right?
Probably. But there's two wires coming from the Mac. It's going into the Y splitter, and then it's plugged into two different things on the back of your computer, correct?
Yeah. And I had unplugged them, but I
Okay.
unplug them all the time, so hang on, I gotta
Right.
take my headphones off to reset those.
Okay, because which plugs are they going into? Is it blue and green?
Okay, I just reset all three of them. At least I unplugged them and plugged them back in.
So which plugs did you put them into? What color?
What color? They were in the ones that they were in before, so let me go look again. Hang on.
Oh boy.
Because I have to dig under my desk for this one. Oh my god, I can't tell color over here. It's not pink.
Yeah, one of them needs to be going into the pink one. I hear buzzing. There
I
we
guess-
go.
Hey.
I didn't touch anything!
I don't know.
Mic in. There we go.
What the hell,
Okay.
computer? I didn't touch a thing unless someone's switching cords on me while I'm not here.
Oh boy.
All right, should this work now?
So, give it a try. Hey.
I don't hear it though.
You don't hear it. Okay,
No.
so go to. That's interesting. So scroll down and play it again.
Wow, line is really
Interesting that we don't see the microphone going up and down.
hot. Right.
So that's right. Let's double check that microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. No, that's
Not
your
this one, this
webcam.
one.
The
No, not this
other
one.
one. That one, yeah. Check your levels. That's going to the focus right.
Oh, that's way low.
Yeah.
Still don't hear it though.
You do or don't?
Do not.
That's weird.
Yeah. Ah! That's so frustrating. Why is that not working?
I don't.
Neither do I.
know.
All right. Well, we're already a half an hour
Yep.
late. So,
Okay.
Stream. I'm gonna have to insert the sounders later. I'm sorry. All right, Kalani. Thanks for
Well,
coming
so
in.
do you want to
look at
make it
this.
so? Do you want to make it so that we all hear it, but Marcona doesn't?
Yeah, let's do that at least so that I can
So
record
go to
it.
your line in.
Aw.
Sorry,
Sorry.
Marconin.
Oh man.
But at
go to
least I
line
can
in.
record it.
Yeah, go to that one. Listen. Switch that to your focus right. And hit OK.
Okay.
Now hit play.
Yeah, now I hear it. Okay.
Is the stream hearing it?
Stream?
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network.
Hear it?
They should be hearing it.
We'll just wait for the delay.
Play, almost there. Yeah, the stream's hearing it
Yay!
very loudly. So it's
Yes, it's very loud. I know. I have to fix that. Let me fix the microphone too. Okay.
Yeah, that one's not working for whatever reason. So I
Alright.
just go down to the yeah, on the recording on the listen for the line in, just turn that volume. Did you turn that volume down a little bit?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll
So
turn it down.
stream
on
should
the,
be good now, I
should
think.
Turn it down on here too. Oh, the light, the line in one. Yeah.
Yes.
Playback devices. Looks like we're troubleshooting this weekend, my friend.
Yep, we are.
Uh huh.
Yeah, the levels on that one. I'd bump that one down. There you go.
Maybe to 59. Let's see.
I'd go lower than that.
This
probably like 30.
This podcast is a part of the
Better.
Okay.
Thanks, Kalani.
So hopefully, it won't blow out the stream's speakers.
Yeah, that should be a lot better now.
Yep.
All right,
All right.
you guys. Thanks.
Have a good show.
Bye.
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 All right. Let's go here. All right, stream. Hi. Let's get Marconin back up here.
I'm back.
Let's fix Marconin's camera.
Too low.
So while I'm
You want me to-
fixing
you want me to
Marconin's
move it?
camera, no, you're fine. I'll fix it.
Back shirt.
Back shirt. Sorry for the delay. As promised, I will play for Marconin can turn the stream on to hear it. I will play the Marsha clip for you. Here we go. We actually wound up. So we went home on the next day. We went home and got dropped off and was fine going from New Haven to Grand Central, transferred to, and then you have to wait and transfer to Penn Station to go back to New Brunswick, New Jersey. So Kane and I are getting on the train. It's hotter than blazes in New York. In the platform and the train station is just hot. We're getting on the train, and behind me there is this Jewish grandma. It's the only way I can describe her. And this older woman, she is. I have to back away from the microphone because this is what it was sounding like. Masha! Masha! Get on the train, Masha! And I'm sitting there going, what? And she's behind me. She's blocking the doorway. She yells this 7 times. Masha! So I turn around and I look, and I'm thinking, like, Marsha is like this kid or something like that. No. This is a scatterbrained other old woman who comes up, and she's like, what? What's the problem? I'm getting on the train.
What is the problem?
So, and she's like, I didn't know if you were there. I'm sorry, Marsha. There you go. Oh, let me stop sharing my screen here. All right. There you go, you guys. That is the origin of the Marsha story. Why in the world did your thing move again? What is going on? You're muted. You're muted.
I don't know.
So there you are. There is the origin of the Marsha story for everybody involved in this. Let's see.
I don't know that I've heard the thing all the way through.
That's the story.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this thing. We're going to record this show. It's going to be like
I guess we should.
Yeah,
I guess we
all
should
right.
go ahead and do a show.
I don't know why everything broke, you guys. I'm sorry. Everything was the same as it always has been. I don't understand. All right.
Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was. Ready, check for the chat room.
I can't hear.
I'm sorry, Marconin. We'll fix it. Kalani and I
That's
will fix
okay.
it this weekend.
We'll fix it in post.
Well,
fix
it'll
it.
be fixed. Like, I'll be able to
Yeah.
record the show this way, but it just sucks that you can't hear them. So,
Excuse me.
as you can see what life is like when you're trying to deal with tech stuff on podcasts. I didn't want to take the stream down so you guys could just experience all this stuff with me. All right. Episode 264 records in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Tauren Think Tank, the podcast about the Blizzard gamer behind the keyboard.
It's episode 264 of Tauren Think Tank. Today is Thursday, March 15th of 2018. It's 8:33 p.m. because my computer setup decided to go wonky as I was about to start the show, and I couldn't hear the sounders, which meant the stream couldn't hear the sounders, which meant things kind of went bad. So y'all missed it. We wound up doing troubleshooting right on stream. It was an experience. You'll have to go watch the VOD. So I'll put it all up there. You guys can see it. With me, as always, the very patient, the very calm. I am not calm. The very calm Mark Conan.
Beware the Ides of March, indeed.
So
Somebody, your computer decided to stab you in the back here on this showing, but
I'm so mad.
well,
I did not change anything.
yep.
And this is what happens.
Yeah. Well, and like I said earlier, like I saw a video on YouTube where even cosmic rays, on a very rare chance, can actually go through the atmosphere, and they'll target your RAM, and they'll like interfere with it and make it, usually a reset will fix it. But, so the universe literally was against you today, if that was the cause.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to chalk it up to the fact that the universe decided that it was going to make things a lot more dicey. Interesting. Try my patience a little bit.
and also entertain the chat room.
Entertain the chat room, who've been silly, awesome troopers through this whole thing as we, as I'm like sticking my butt under the desk and stuff. So like, okay, let's just do it live. I just left the stream up as we were troubleshooting with Kalani on the line. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Well, this is why you need to join us live and come early so that you can see all the weird happenings, and sometimes like tonight you see how the sausage is made.
Yes.
So
yes. So and here's how it all kind of shook out. I did the thing that I have been promising to do for I don't even know how long, and that is to go and get the Marsha clip from episode 10 of this show.
Mm-hmm.
254 episodes ago, I went back and got it. And I'm like, oh, chat room, I'll play the Marsha clip beforehand. And I go and play it on the soundboard, and I can't hear it. Mark Conan can hear it, but the stream can't hear it. He's the only one that can hear it. So that's what happened tonight. Now, stream, or podcast now, because you're part of the podcast. I will play it tonight. I promise you, I will. I'll play it before we get into the topic tonight as a little fun. But first, let's get into our rhythm, since I'm a little bit rattled and discombobulated, and talk about what's been happening these last 7 days in our lives. Mark Conan, what's going on? You've had some adventures.
I have had some adventures. So this week, it's a bachelor pad at the place. It's me, the dog, and the cats this week because my wife and mother-in-law have gone to an event down by the Gulf Coast. And so they left on Friday morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Friday morning I dropped them off. They're going to be gone till Sunday, till this coming Sunday. So they've been gone all week. I get a call from my wife on Saturday night, and she's like, "Hey, have you seen a box of stuff?" And I look around the house. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, it's right here." And it's a box that, like, they go into this big event, and the box of stuff is the stuff she really needs. It's the main reason she went. So out of like 50 boxes that they took, they missed this one, which is not a bad average, but it's the most important box.
It's the most important box. And you should say, like, they all drove, like, carpooled as a group of people.
They carpooled as a group. They're way out in the middle of nowhere. And so me being me, the first, she's noticeably upset, and understandably so, because she's like almost 7 hours away with no ride, basically out in the middle of nowhere. So me being me, I'm like, okay, what's the address? Because I don't have anything else. I don't have any obligations on Sunday. It's one of my days off. So the next day, I'm like, all right, what's the address? She's like, no, don't worry about it. I was like, what's the address? Don't make me ask again. What's the address? I'm coming down. So Sunday rolls around the next day. 14 hours and 800 miles later, I have darn near driven all the way down to New Orleans and back.
Wow.
To drop off the box of stuff. So that was a day.
You are a saint, and you are also slightly insane.
Well, if you're just now figuring this out, we all
Yeah, I know. I've known you long enough that both of them are true. But I mean,
yeah.
you texted me on Sunday morning and showed me the photo of the box that had been missing, that did not get taken, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, wow.
Yeah. It was a box. It was a box about yay big, which for the stream is about a foot and a half, and
it was like a big plastic tub.
it was a big plastic tub just full of stuff, and I'm like, well. Okay, so I don't know if I sent you the picture, but like I did a Google map of like my journey to take that day. So
yes,
I drive all the way
me.
down there. Yeah, I drove all the way down there. I met her, saw her for maybe a minute and a half, and then I turned around and drove back home. I did stop at a gas station though, and they had a little bit of Cajun food. They had some boudin, which if you don't know is sausage.
Mm-hmm.
They actually put rice inside the casing, so it's a little different, but it's very delicious. And so I was only like 45 minutes away from New Orleans, so I was tempted to go get some. I thought about going and getting some beignets from Café Du Monde, but I was like, well, I'd rather get home at 11:30 than 1:30 the next day. So I did get Whataburger though, by golly, because God bless Mississippi. And Jackson, Mississippi, because that's where I snagged some Whataburger. So thank you for that.
Oh,
that almost made the trip worth it. But you know, it was a fun day filled with podcasts and listening to stuff on the radio and just turning my mind off. And then 7 hours later, being at the destination. So yeah. And she did say that she owes me big time for that one. So
I think she owes you big time over pi squared.
Getting some exponents over here.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So that was an adventure. So I did not get any spicy ketchup. Kranos is asking me in the chat room. I didn't get the spicy ketchup because I didn't want to like deal with it in the car, like while I'm driving. I should have brought some back with me, but yeah, I didn't. I usually do, but I just didn't think because because of course the daylight savings time was Saturday night / Sunday morning, so I only got 3 hours of sleep. Yeah. I drove over 4 times longer than I slept that night. Oh yeah. So it was
actually dangerous, dude. Well,
it was, but I wasn't sleepy. I was just like my brain was slightly disconnected, but I was still paying attention to the road. Yeah. So all of that was working, you know, and I got in just fine, and you know. And let her know I got there. But, you know, it's, you know, for me, it was one of the things that needed to get done. Like if I tried to overnight it to her, she'd get it 3 days later because it was a Sunday. Right. So it was like, well, I didn't have anything else to do that day really, other than, you know, enjoy my day off. But it was fine. Wow. I enjoyed my day off. So it was fine. Just a long day of driving.
Long day behind the wheel. So what else has been going on? Anything?
Raid night was good. We downed 2 new bosses on heroic. We got the high command, the trio fight down, and then we got ANR down in 1 pull. So we're making a lot of progress on heroic. I'm excited. Hopefully one day we'll get that Violet Raven mount that you get for killing Argus on heroic. So we're rolling through, making some good progress, getting some good drops. Nice. I almost pulled my hair out trying to get the Mage Tower done because I still haven't done the Mage Tower yet on my Frost Mage. I got it down to 3%. Oh, it's a dance. I know some people said on Twitter because I voiced a little frustration about it because it's just because Blizzard likes to put cool things in the game and it says, hey, when this stuff gets too easy, we're taking it out of the game. So you better do it now while it's harder. You're not going to get it. And you know me with stuff that's limited time only. Thankfully, it's not a mount this time. But I'm like, I need to get the Mage Tower down. So maybe after getting a few more drops in Raid, maybe I can steamroll it a little bit quicker and be able to get it down there. But so that was another little frustration. But yeah, other than that, going pretty well this week. Still having trouble sleeping because of this time change, and with it just me being in the house, I just like my internal clock is the only clock I look at. So then I look and it's like 1:30 in the morning. Like, oh, I should have been in bed 3 hours ago. Let me try and sleep. Let's see. But yeah, so been a fun week, been an eventful week, but I'm ready for the weekend. So, a couple more days.
That's awesome. Well, it's yeah, we're almost there. You have to get through Saturday to get to your weekend, but yeah, I'm so ready for weekend.
yes, man. How about your week? How's your week been?
Week's been good. So I've been busy with. So last weekend we had the Minnesota meetup.
Yeah,
it was the Overwatch League Minnesota meetup that we had done for the first time, and I'm happy to say that it went amazingly.
Awesome.
Yes, the stream that the place that we went to, which is our normal hangout, they set it up so we could watch it on stream at 1080p, and it was flawless. It didn't stutter. It was clean. We had a great time. We got some new folks that came out, so that was fire. That was so great, and we got to see Silverbolt and Bartholomew came up.
Awesome.
Wound up going out with them on the night prior to one of the local barcades in the city, and on Friday night, and that was a ton of fun too. But I am so out of the bar scene, and going to a bar on a Friday night was like, oh my god, people! I'm just so over this. But the
my
meetup,
gosh, bar people.
Yeah, the meetup was fantastic, and we had a great time, and we hung out and got to see some good friends, and it was just like, this is exactly what I want to do. So we'll be planning to do some more of those. And Colin was saying that, including a previous coworker of mine who just moved to Minnesota, I met her and she's fabulous, and we had such a great time. She was our new foot person, and she was real shy at the beginning, and by the end she was having a blast with everybody. So, and that's exactly
awesome.
how you want it to be. Like, you want people to just feel comfortable hanging out, and it's always awkward when you first go in and everyone's like, we all know each other and I don't know each other, and everyone's just like, come hug, hi. So
I don't know all the in jokes yet.
But
this is hard.
It happens quick. Like, people just get it, and they get comfortable, and they get to know each other, and it's awesome. So we had a blast. And then I got a huge commission that is I'm working on right now, that is under the gun to get done before PAX East. So I can't say too much about it or who it's for, because it's a surprise, but it is the largest piece I've ever done, with the most rings I think I've ever included in one piece. And it needs to be done in about 2.5 weeks. So I am going to be busy as hell. It's awesome. I'm so excited, but I had to close my commissions because I am overloaded right now, and I don't have the time to take on anything more without it having a good long waiting list. So that's not such a bad problem to have. So I am stoked. I can't wait to show this off when it's done. That's all I can say about it for now, but it is going to be, like, you guys will probably say, wow, when it's done. And then I've just been busy working on a bunch of different stuff related to Convert to Raid, and I've been working with the Nerf This guys on stuff. They're kind of working on some stuff on esports, and it's just like there's a whole bunch of stuff that's just going on at the same time, and it's super, super exciting and fun. But the daylight savings time crap, holy shit. Why in the world would 1 hour mess me up so badly? But it has. Like, it's just been, it sucks. Like, I don't know why I can't sleep, and then when I fall asleep like 4 or 5 in the morning after being up for a couple hours after trying to sleep because I'm exhausted, and then I'm waking up an hour later than I normally would wake up, which is like when I would wake up naturally. It is just
yeah,
it's so frustrating. So yeah, so that's partly why there's the tell us one thing question that involves daylight savings time. So I'm just like, I mean, I go to New Jersey a couple times a year. I go to California a couple times a year. I deal with time changes all the time. Why is this messing me up so bad?
I guess it's because you're still in the same spot, but the time's changed.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's stupid. All right.
Yeah. we did do one cool thing yesterday, though.
Yes, we did.
We did this cool thing where we played video games with people as a thank you to our patrons and just as a gaming stream. We haven't done one in a while.
No.
So this is a new thing. I don't know if you've heard, but we kind of revamped our Patreon goals and things. And so one of the things we're doing is a monthly game night where we game with people, and we prioritize with our patrons because we know they're awesome. And we did some Overwatch, and we wrecked some face. We didn't win every game.
No.
But we had some really, really good matches. It was
fun games.
We did. I haven't had that much fun playing Overwatch in a long time.
Yeah.
So it was really good to play with everybody. So thank you all for coming out for that. And thank you all for supporting our show with Patreon. We do appreciate that. And we've got some cool goals. If you guys are interested with that, just go to patreon.com/TaurenThinkTank and just check it out. If it's something you want to help us with, support the show that way. We'd welcome it. If not, just you listening is awesome enough. So either way.
Yes, and so our next game night will be set up in April, and patrons have priority to game in that. If we have open spots, then anybody can join, so that is a possibility in there as well. Okay,
Yep.
Before we get into our think tank question, as we're already running behind tonight, as promised, I have made a clip of a classic Triple T moment, and when I say classic, it goes all the way back to episode 10. All the way back to a voice you haven't heard in years, and that's Rem and Jules. But it's a meme that's been part of this show since its inception, pretty much, and it's the Marsha story. And so I have a clip of the Marsha story to play. If you have not known what it is, here is the background of what happened. I had come back from a trip to visit my parents in New Jersey, and Rem and his friend Fit, who was also part of the show at the time, they lived in, and they do live still, in Connecticut. So it was our first time ever meeting, and I traveled with Arcane, who I was married to at the time, from New Jersey to Connecticut and back. And this is me telling the story of what happened on the train.
Classic.
Here we go. When we were coming home. We actually wound up, so we went home on the next day. We went home and got dropped off and was fine going from New Haven to Grand Central, transferred to, and then, you have to wait and transfer to Penn Station to go back to New Brunswick, New Jersey. So Kane and I are getting on the train. It's hotter than blazes in New York. In the platform and, the train station is just hot. We're getting on the train, and behind me there is this Jewish grandma. It's the only way I can describe her. And this older woman, she is, I have to back away from the microphone because this is what it was sounding like. Masha! Masha! Get on the train, Masha! And I'm sitting there going, what? And she's behind me. She's blocking the doorway. She yells this 7 times. Marsha! So I turn around and I look, and I'm thinking, like, Marsha is like this kid or something like that. No. This is a scatterbrained other old woman who comes up, and she's like, what? What's the problem? I'm getting on the train.
What is the problem?
So, and she's like, I didn't know if you were there. I'm sorry, Marsha. There you go. That's my old microphone. That is my old setup. My old Blue Yeti in there. So if you are a listener since episode 10, you've heard that clip. And if you haven't been, now you know what the meme is. It only took me how many years to go dig it back up and get it. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. I know I've promised it forever, so now I just did it.
Yep.
Let's get into
it. It has been done.
We're going to bring the levels down a little bit. We're going to get into serious face mode, and we're going to talk about the think tank questions. So let's play the sounder, and we'll do that right now.
Tauren between options? Let Triple T help you sort it out.
It was a blast from the past listening to some of those old episodes, man. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
We've come a long way, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here is our letter, and it is from a listener. It starts off by saying, "This is Memeth from Discord and Twitter. I hate things in my life, but I don't want to stop existing. I don't have hobbies or many friends, and if I did, then part of my brain says, why would it matter? When I'm dead, it never happened. I never happened, or at least I can't appreciate it ever happening. One good thing is I don't feel suicidal ever, or if the thought crops up, it's dismissed due to being stupid. I have sticks, I just don't know how to use them to live and exist, or why I should. Part of the problem is I work evenings, and that's been okay since people online play, and that's been fun. Lately, I don't have many people to play with. I also have never done good as a daytime person. Part of the problem I know has always been this fear, even when I was young, so my sleep is always messed up. It's been easier to have a try to go to bed when the sun is up in the thought process. When it was time for, when I was for a time on a daytime sleep schedule, even going to bed was hard, and I was using sleeping pills to make sure I got to sleep, but they would knock me out. I weigh nearly 400 pounds, and it's hard to restrict my caloric intake. Though when I'm not working or on my own timeline, I tend to have one big meal and maybe a snack later in the day. I do have a treadmill and try to walk half a mile a day during the week. I feel I should get a bike since standing up for a time is a major trouble/issue. I believe I'm on the autism spectrum somewhere. I've been diagnosed with ADHD when I was younger, and some of the actions I take are normal for those with autism. I'm sort of afraid to get this done properly due to unknowns of how it will affect work. I work for an evil cable company, and I know how it would help/benefit versus the time and difficulty of getting it done. In getting all of this typed out, I do feel better, but would still like help and advice." There you go.
Alrighty then. There's a lot in here.
There is a lot in here. So, I guess we start from the beginning on the letter, and that is to say, I have a hard time processing, though I understand the words, I don't necessarily understand the meaning of where the feeling comes from that why you feel like you shouldn't exist. Because, yeah. And I know, I get that it's a philosophy thing for most people. We all have our own, we have our own belief system out there of why we exist in the first place and what our quote unquote purpose is in life.
Yep.
But, when that starts to like, I know I've questioned like, what's my purpose in life, but I've never really had the feeling of like, if I don't exist, then it doesn't matter. Like, or when I stop existing, it doesn't matter, because I've always, like, my brain kind of functions as of like, I function to make an impact, if you know what I mean. Even if it's small, even if it's like, I've shown love to somebody, or I've raised a pet, or I've helped someone through something else. Like, I feel like I exist to do those things. And so this is where I'm having a hard time kind of relating, because I feel like we all have that, even if it's the smallest thing, like an earthworm size thing, it's still a thing. Yeah.
Well, and I can relate in that I used to feel that way. There was a time in my life where I did feel that way, and it sucked. It drained the life out of everything, because it truly felt like nothing mattered, that nothing ever mattered at all. The whole world is pointless. What's going on?
This was kind of like your talk with when you were questioning your religious faith, right?
Yeah, it was a crisis. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was rough waters,
Mm-hmm.
but that's because I took my ideas and what I thought about the world and I extended them out to their logical conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't cloud myself with, funny thoughts and happy sayings and cat posters. Hang in there. Didn't matter because behind that poster is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The poster is made of nothing, and so I had a really really hard time with that because I thought it through, and I came through it in a way where I doubled down and I researched and I did, I found my own way through it. Not everybody follows that way. But if you don't subscribe to anything like that, there's a lot that you can still find purpose in your life, even if you don't think, because you can make a positive impact in other lives and you can enjoy the time that you have here in life, because life is you think about it, it's a crazy miracle that things can happen the way they do.
Mm-hmm.
The way that the world is and how we've come with from wherever the universe came from to wherever it's going, we are very unlikely, and it's an amazing miracle that we're all that we are here, that we exist and we can observe the universe. Why would we want to hasten our end to not see and experience it? The way that the world is put together is beautiful. A sunrise is gorgeous. Seeing little animals, having a pet is beautiful because there's this life right there that gives you affection when 9 times out of 10 you don't deserve it, because you don't feel like you deserve affection. That animal will give you affection whether you want it or not. Mm-hmm. And it's a good way to kind of think about way that you can extend that to other people, because even if we all turn to dust, at least we have the time that we do and we can make a positive impact, even if it's not for anything. Why not? Why not help that person with their groceries to their car? Why not take the turtle it's starting to get onto the road? Why not pull over and walk it across the road and drop it off? Why not? Make these positive impacts, because it will help you feel like you have a purpose in life. It will give you something to hold on to. It will give you something to grab onto and say, yes, even though I don't think these things, I am making a positive impact in other people's lives, and that's making a positive impact on me. You can double down on it. That's why I am so gosh darn positive at work when my coworkers are not, because I'm slowly changing their hearts. I'm slowly making them see that things are good, that things aren't as bad as they seem. Even if sometimes I don't really feel it, I'm doubling down and making sure that I seem that way to other people, and that I spread that attitude towards others, whether it be clients or coworkers, because when the water rises, all boats float. When I am positive and I'm trying to raise, we all come up together.
Yeah.
And and that's why I am doing that. And I think that's something that even if you don't, even if you have these bad thoughts, even if you have this outlook and this negative view on things, you can, it's kind of almost a fake it till you make it in some respects, because I've had to do that.
Yeah.
I've had to double down on it when I don't want to feel this way, when I don't really care, and I have to push through, because on the other side, you can look back and see the positive things that you've done, the changes you've made. If we all felt that way, nothing would get done,
Yeah.
So,
and so, well, okay. So the thing about it too is that I think sometimes it's hard for people to connect with other people. It is hard, and so, and sometimes those, especially if, and I know nothing about, I'm not an expert about autism or anything of that nature, but I know the brain works differently. And so it doesn't have to be in the box that you think it is, that you think it needs to be, which is literally like, I have to make a difference in somebody else's life. No, you can make a difference in nature, in helping an animal, in, something that can actually make an impact that connects to you. Mehmet, I know that you have a cat, and if animals are something that you connect to, that's something that it's outside that box of like, hey, what makes a difference? Well, you adopted a cat and brought it home and you feed it and love it and make sure it's safe and warm and medically taken care of. That is an impact. That is something that you've done that makes a difference. and
That's
it
a
does
purpose.
matter. It's a purpose. So thinking about it from a perspective of like when it's over and done with, yeah, like when we turn to dust, all that's left is the memory of who we are. And maybe that memory is carried by fewer people. Maybe that's a smaller number of people than you feel like you want. But when you're lying on your deathbed and you can say, I wish I had done, I wish I had thought of, I wish I had, that's where I'm working right now. That's where we are right now, which is right now you have that time and you have that opportunity and you can make a difference starting today, even if it's one thing. And so I'm going to go in the little tough love realm. I mean this with much love, but there's going to be some tough in it.
Let's get these gloves off.
Pulling the gloves off.
Do the stretches.
A lot of the things in your email are excuses of why you can't. And we are experts at coming up with the reasons why we can't do something, but we're not so good at coming up with the reasons why maybe you still could. Because it's that, like, Marconin raised his hand as I said that on the stream, and it's like, yeah, your brain will tell you, well, I work nights, so I can't do this and this and this. Well, okay. I get it. Logically, some of that makes sense. But I'm also a proponent of saying, if you want it bad enough, you figure out a way. You figure out an option. And even if it's one thing, and making one modification. So, when we are tackling a mountain worth of work, you don't take the mountain down in one chop. It doesn't happen that way. It never does. You have to start from the top of the mountain and move the stuff down from the mountain top to get to the bottom, which is the wider and more difficult part to move, but there's not as much on the top of the mountain to keep you from getting there anymore. You have to work your way down. And so what's at your top of your mountain, Memeth? What's at your very first thing that you could say, I want to be better by? And, I'm just kind of scanning the email, and it's talking about exercise and weight. It's talking about sleep schedule. It's, but I don't really know what it is that you want.
Yeah. Yeah. We see a couple of stipulations in your life, some things that you don't really, you don't really like a lot. And some of the things that you've thought, some of the ways you worked around it, like you said, you try to walk a half mile a day during the week. A half mile is fine, but they say like the average, they want you to walk 10,000 steps a day. That's what a lot of these, Fitbits and stuff, they want you to hit 10,000. How far 10,000 is just shy of 5 miles. Yeah. So if you want to set that as a goal, slowly work your way up to it. There's little changes you can do. You don't have to go all out if you decide to tackle that monster first. Which parts are you wanting to tackle first? There's a lot of things that you can do. It just kind of depends, man. I know it's a lot of things. I worked nights for 5 years straight. I did that, and I traveled, and I slept during the day when I could, and it was rough, but I still managed to do things, and I found hobbies. Of course I did gaming because I could still raid with people when I'm elsewhere. I had my computer with me. I made it work, but I also did things that I wouldn't normally do. When we were working in New Orleans, I walked around on Bourbon Street at 3 a.m. on a Wednesday. There's no one there. It's just the bartenders. And what did I do? My coworkers and I, we sat down, we talked to the bartenders because they weren't swarmed by people, so they could just sit and chat. And it was a nice thing. You get to explore. I found a way to make this work. I found a way to not just sit in the hotel room on my weekends and do nothing and just sit there. I found things for me to do, hobbies to do, purpose, things to do on those days where I could and not just sit in my situation.
Yeah. The thing about it too, I mean, and Mammoth said losing weight is a big thing. I want to go out more, and walking and standing can hurt. Okay.
It can.
You've got some physical limitations that are hindering you right now. So what do you do to tackle the mountain? You start by hitting on the first piece, which is, when it comes to weight loss and exercise, you need help. You need to get some assistance. And, if your health insurance offers any assistance with nutrition or, discounts for gyms or anything like that, those are the things you start looking for.
Your employer.
Your employer too. Yeah. I can speak from 100% experience is that I'm getting help with this battle as well. I can't do this alone when it comes to health and fitness. I've tried. It doesn't work. I need help. So I'm getting help from people who are experts. And it's not easy. It's really freaking hard. And, for me, I sit here after 8 months and my trainers just basically said, yeah, we think you probably have insulin resistance and we probably need to work on a diet plan for a while to see if we can break that because you should be losing weight by now after 8 months. 8 months of working to try to do the thing that I want to do, and it hasn't been working. It's been working in other ways. These are not problems that just find a solution and are done. These are big things, for your life that you want to change. It's a monumental problem. And I'm going to say this right now. I really think you need to get some therapy. I really think you need to talk to someone professionally about the things that are holding you down and keeping you stagnant. Inertia is a whole lot easier than change. It's so much easier, even though it's miserable, to stay in an unhappy situation than it is to fight your way out of it. And the work that it takes to fight your way out of those negative situations, it's like the mountain. The mountain sits there right in front of you and you go, there's no way I can climb this. I have to climb to the top first before I can even start to come back down and take it apart. I can't. And so you sit there and you see it and you go, it's better for me to just stay where I am. But what good are you doing for yourself? What good are you pushing forward for yourself? And it's just that to me, it's just like, this is beyond even what we can offer to you, because you have to find what it is that drives you.
Yep. You've got ideas as to what you want to do, and you've listed obstacles as well. But like Jules said, you need to find out what drives you and how to orient that in the direction that you want to go, whether it be with weight loss, whether it be with having more friends around, whether, whatever it is that you want to do. Definitely you're going to need to talk to somebody about how to reorient that drive and to give you a little bit of push and try to help you push in the direction you want to go.
Yeah. I mean, this is something that I have done with people who are just kind of that, honestly, think about what it is. What are the things that you have or have done in your life that make you happy? And it can go all the way back to when you were a kid, like when you were younger, and and I'm not talking like, I used to like to draw and color stuff, but maybe you were somebody who just loved to sketch things, like that's what all you would do, or you just loved to read. You just sat there and read and read and read. Like, go back to my childhood and you're going to find me sitting on my bed with a tape recorder and my younger sister making tapes of interviews of people like I was on the radio. And that was something that I did all the time. I loved it. It was like, and then I never pursued it as a career, even though I really wanted to get into radio, like super bad. But then it came back around again because it was a passion that just lived inside of me forever. And, but these things don't just like, I don't know. I mean, I discovered my love for making chainmail a year ago. I'm 43 years old, and I discovered that at this point in my life, there's just got to be something in there in you that has this picture of things that you want to see. And the sky's the limit, like for real. Like if you have a dream of like being a travel agent and that's all you wanted to ever do when you were a kid, like write it down. Like, the sky is the limit. There's no boundaries. It's just an idea generating session. It's just to get your brain out of the I can't. Write it down. See yourself as it, even if you think it's the most outlandish thing you've ever done in your life, do it anyway.
Yep.
Write it down.
Life is meant for living.
Yep.
And that's what you need to do. So get on with it.
Yeah. And so like you said, Legos have been a part of your life, playing and being silly with them, and Minecraft has helped in that lately. That's great. Do more of that kind of stuff. Think of the things that that just make you happy. Maybe you just love putting together flower arrangements. I'm just brainstorming. Maybe you maybe you love listening to live music. Maybe you love watching someone paint something on Twitch. I don't know. But like literally let it all just like the sky's the limit. There's no boundaries. And you may surprise yourself in what comes out when you say, this is just for fun. I'm not, I'm just like, I've always thought of this, I want to be an airline pilot. Okay, great. Like stuff like that. So, one of the things, it's so funny, but in my high school yearbook, whenever they did like, on my senior year, when you have the quotes, did you have the quote underneath your picture?
I don't, no, we didn't, no, but I always would write stuff in the yearbooks, but it wasn't like a quote that we had.
Everybody had a quote that they had to put underneath their picture. And I don't know where mine came from or whose it was. I just saw it and I thought it was perfect. Most of my classmates did some stupid, Tommy's a jerk or whatever. And but mine, because I was so damn serious in high school, mine was, the purpose of life is a life with purpose.
Mind blown. Mind blown.
The purpose of life is a life of purpose.
Yep.
And when you think about I mean, it just, yes, it's a very heavy thought for an 18-year-old. But that's kind of where I have run with that, is that, everything that I do is to find the purpose in it. And if I can't, then I need to keep looking. I need to keep searching. And that's how I discovered chainmail. It was like this thing that I realized my brain wasn't working in that direction, and I really wanted it to, but I didn't know how to be creative and what it would be to like to be creative. And then all of a sudden it kind of fell in my lap. So, so no more excuses though. Dream bigger than what you think you can. Think about things from the filter of, what if I could? What if I tried? What would it look like if I did? Because these are the things that will stop that line of thinking to say, I can't. What's the worst that could happen? What's the very worst thing that could happen if you did this thing? And can you live with that consequence?
And you said, I don't have things to do with others or to move you forward. Well, find things to do with others. Like you don't have things right now. That doesn't mean you're never going to. That's the thing, is you have to push yourself to find the things to do. And it could be, and it doesn't have to be just like video games or online, things in your community. Is there a soup kitchen you can volunteer at? Is there, you can read a book to kids during the summer? Go to the local library and read a book to kids. There's tons of stuff that you can do with others if you know where to find it. And that's what I would encourage you to do, is like do stuff out in the community. Go, kind of reach out a little bit. I know it may be, it depends on, with the autism and everything, how it is. I'm not sure how you interact with others, but definitely give it a shot. See if there's some things you can do out in your community that don't take a lot of, it doesn't take a lot of money or a lot of work. Most of that stuff, they're not going to pay you to do it, but it doesn't cost you anything. All it costs you is time. Mm-hmm. And when you're alive, that's one thing you've got loads of, is you've got time. You've got time right now. So use it. Yeah. It's a valuable resource.
And who says you have to do things with others? Maybe it's with animals. Maybe it's with the environment. I mean, maybe it's with nature.
Yeah, you could go to the local animal shelter, say, hey, I'll go walk the dogs, one day a week. I'll come in on a Tuesday and I'll walk a dog or two, for like an hour. Just walk around the building. People do that. I know other local animal shelters. You can go and spend time with those animals, and those animals need attention,
Yeah. Yeah, I used to volunteer at an adoption center for cats. And they just had volunteer positions for people to just come in and give the cats attention, take them out of the cage, play with them a little bit, hold them, pet them, brush them, because they don't get that attention when they're at the shelter. Same thing with the dogs, if you're a dog person. Mm-hmm. So, it doesn't have to be doing things with other people. It can be what you want it to be. So that is, you've heard of shelters that rent dogs for walks with Pokemon. They do.
There you go. The two birds with one stone right there, and play Pokemon and walk the dog.
So there's options, but you have to get out of the mindset of thinking that there's only that all the options are just not doable. I've said this on the show many times, and I'm going to say it again, is that there are always options. They may not be the most pleasant, the most doable, the most viable, the most, you may think, and let me use an example of something that would be awful to think about, but it would be the option, is that if you're in a terrible marriage, if you have a terrible relationship, you have the option of leaving or staying. Those two things, and you may say, no, Jules, there's no way I could leave. Yes, you can leave.
Mm-hmm.
You're choosing not to for most likely very valuable reasons, but for very, very viable reasons. But there are options. You're just saying no and dismissing them because it seems like the impossible, but it is possible. It just may not be the most feasible. When you break that open, when you look at it from that perspective, it changes everything. Because we automatically, we'll dismiss, I couldn't possibly leave my husband.
Well, you could.
Hi. I couldn't possibly get out of a bad relationship. This is it. This is how it is. This is how it's always going to be. Hi. I'm Jules. I'm divorced now. It's just we dismiss those choices as not possible, when in fact they are possible. They're just maybe not the most enjoyable, viable thing you want to do. Mm-hmm. So that's my leave behind for this conversation. So, and Natani said that volunteering has helped my sanity while I've been looking for paid work over the past 18 months. Finding that purpose is hard, though. I have to work hard to keep finding purpose. And sometimes we all do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes finding that purpose is not just, here, silver platter of purpose. There you go.
Yep. Here's a side order of purpose with your burger. Side order of purpose.
Write that one down.
Write that one down, Draven.
And 007 Krillin, I just have to make note of you in the chat room. 007 Krillin came to us during last night's gaming stream and has been a longtime listener and wrote us years ago about having a really, really bad situation. Mm-hmm. And has just said to us in chat last night that his really bad situation was really, really bad. And we offered advice to just keep moving forward. He said, I like the advice you gave me years ago. Whatever I do it to the best of my ability. Even if it's flipping burgers, be the best burger flipper ever.
Yep.
007 Krillin told us last night that his life has turned around and that he is getting married in September, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
amazing.
why. That's why. That's why we keep fighting. That's why we do this. That's why we get through the tough stuff so that we get to the other side of it. That's why. It's worth fighting for. It's always worth fighting for.
It's that drive. It's that drive to be the best that you can be in whatever situation you're in that will give you purpose as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that if depending on it, whatever your job is, be like Krillin said, be the best that you can be at it. That can give you purpose. That can drive you. Tons of stuff.
Yeah. There's something. I know that our brains are really, really shitty to us sometimes.
Yeah.
And can make us believe things are, what's the point? Why do I even try? And I have to just continue saying, it's worth fighting for. And when you have a mountain to climb, you have to start somewhere. Start one thing. What is one thing, Mammoth, that you could do tomorrow that you can set your foot forward, because it just starts now.
Mm-hmm.
It starts now.
That's your homework assignment.
Yeah. It's one thing. And don't think that it has to be this watershed moment, this marked occasion. It's literally what's one thing I could do better today that I didn't do yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
And so that to me is everything, because we beat ourselves up a lot of times saying, I
You're
didn't do enough.
experts at it.
I didn't do enough. That's BS. That's not even worth commenting on. No, it is. So I'm repeating myself, so I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop. So anything else before we move on?
No, I think we pretty much covered. Krillin said in the chat, you guys helped me because you told me what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear, and I pushed myself. It was not easy, and I wanted to give up so many times, but I decided after listening to you guys that I needed to change, and I did. And Mehmet, that's our charge to you. You need to change things in your life. You need to make these improvements. They may be huge improvements. Scale it down to a few ideas, and you just said that you've got a few ideas. Run with it. Take one of those things and just go for it, dude. We're behind you 110%.
Yep.
But you got to want to go. You got to lead the charge on this one. We're supporting you, but you got to lead, and you can do it.
We the only thing we do is fuel you to move forward, and the steps that you take are all yours. So now it's up to you. You wrote this letter to us, and you started the process moving forward. And I say this a lot, but I mean it for every single person who writes us a letter. Every single time you sit down at your keyboard and you put those words into an email and you press that send button, you are making that change. You have made a difference because you have acknowledged the problem. You've acknowledged that it's there. You've acknowledged that it exists, which is sometimes the most huge thing that you can't even Marconin, how many times has a problem sat in your room and been like, hi, I'm your problem? And you're like, go away. Go away.
A while.
I know. Same.
A while.
Same.
Yeah.
We all do it.
I mean, hiding in plain sight, right there, right in front of me. Not even
Right.
hiding. Just like, hey, how's it going? I'm your problem. Right in your face. How's it going? Get away, problem. No, I'm going to be right here. Yeah. It just sits there right in front of my face for so long. And then finally, something will happen and I will decide to fix the thing. I will decide to address the problem.
Yeah. I mean,
And then it's gone and it's not in my face anymore.
and sometimes you got to work really hard to get it gone, but it's being worked on. And this is episode 264. We've had, on average, we don't have a letter every single week, but on average, 264 people have stepped up to the plate and have written to us and said, I have a problem and I don't know how to fix it. But you've started by acknowledging the problem.
Yeah.
And that needs to be credited, it needs to be stated, and it needs to be acknowledged that you've started the process by acknowledging the problem. Every single one of you who have written us a letter to ask for help are a hero, because you have acknowledged something that is so difficult and so scary. And I admire you all. So now you've got to go do something with it. Be like 007 Krillin, who said, I didn't want to change, but I know I needed to change, and I did the change, and it made the difference. You can do that too.
Yeah.
All of us can.
Absolutely. You got it, buddy.
All right.
The ball's in your court. Let's see it. I want to know what you do. You tell us what changes you've made and how the progress is going.
Yep.
You know how to reach us, buddy. Let us know.
Right in the Discord, in our Need Some Support channel. Let us know what's going on in there. And if you're listening to this show and you need that change to happen, what's one thing that you can do today, tomorrow, or tomorrow, you can pick. But it's going to be now, within the next 24 hours. It's one thing you can do to be a little bit better than yesterday.
I'm starting a timer, so you better get going.
Tick, tick.
Time is money, friend.
If you have feedback about this letter, please send it to questions@taurenthinktank.com. If you would like to add to the conversation in our Discord, most welcome to do so. And that is tinyurl.com/TTTchat2. We're here. Our community is here. And we help each other. It doesn't have to be big monumental problem. You can just connect with people, talk about what's going on. That's what's going on there. All right. Because we are running long tonight because of all the craziness that happened, I'm actually going to skip one of our Tell Us One Thing questions, which just has to do with daylight savings time. And it was, we're just going to skip that one. We're going to do the other one, though. So this is Tell Us One Thing.
We read your submissions because reading your mind would just be creepy.
We're only going to do one Tell Us One Thing question this week, and that question is, what technology from a science fiction movie would you most like to have?
You would, once you hear the other response, you would think that I would agree with him, in which I do, but I would have to say time travel.
You time travel?
I want to time travel. Give me a DeLorean and a Mr. Fusion. Like, I want to time travel. I want to see history being made. I want to see where we're going, who we are, what will we become? So many questions I want to have answered. So many things I want to see and experience firsthand with my own eyes. It's got to be time travel.
Well, my original thought with this question is something that most people actually said. So I'm going to change my original answer because I want to be original with this. And the technology that I wish I had a lot of times is the technology from the Matrix, where you'd literally be able to download knowledge directly into your head and be an expert on it without having to study it. And I don't want to cut corners on all of that stuff. I just want like there's certain things that I lack the ability to do any graphics related design at all. I just lack it. It's like my brain just takes it into a shriveled up mess when I try to think about Photoshop, and it goes, and then I shut down. And so I would only do that for like, could you just show me how to use Photoshop so I don't have to work on learning it for 50 years? Because I'm never going to get it. So that's what I want.
Nice.
Nymeria941 said, I'd most like to have the interactive novels from Star Trek The Next Generation when Captain Picard took a passenger through one of those that was like a James Bond-esque casino. My child mind ignited with excitement at being able to live my favorite stories.
I agree right there. The holodecks are awesome. Wolf Tracker says the medical bays from Star Trek DS9 and Voyager. They can fix practically anything that is not a hole through your chest.
That's true.
And sometimes they can.
Diction says matter transportation as it works in the new Star Trek films, planet to planet in different solar systems with a small portable device. I'd probably still be late for things, but at least there wouldn't be traffic.
Gotta fix that traffic. Ugh. Mm-hmm. Grim says, in the past, I would have said the holodeck or the replicator, but when we are inching closer to those being reality, so now I'm in a long-distance relationship. It's 100% matter transportation for me now.
Now that for me is exactly
now the
teleporter. Like I want to be there and not have to travel to get there. Mm-hmm. For sure. Kyafin said altered carbon had a person stored on disk to upload into new host bodies. Modify that to be in all a person's memories to be uploaded to machines on a holodeck. I'm there. Better than pictures and actually get the history from the person that lived it.
Nice. Alessandra says, I would like to have the Enterprise 1701, which is the original. I'd like a lifetime supply of food, space travel, and time travel with a friendly computer on board. The Enterprise D was not unwanted either because of holodecks. Also, a good chance of getting it on with Riker, it seems.
Hello. Broken Bones says, my own starship with warp drive. I could be greedy and want the Enterprise. I would just be thrilled with Voyager under my command.
Voyager's a good ship. Yeah. Good ship. And RJ Sketch says, I'd love to see a faster than light travel become a reality. So much of the galaxy would become instantly far more accessible.
Yeah. My top one was teleportation. And a lot of people said that, so I didn't include them all because it would have been repetitive. But everybody wants teleportation because we're all internet buddies, and we want to be able to go see our internet buddies on a blink of an eye. So it makes perfect sense. So
a lot more Trekkies in our Moo crew than I would have thought. Everybody's coming up Trek. I like it.
They're sleepers. They're sleeper out there. They're just kind of letting you know out there.
Closet Trekkies.
Yes.
Love you guys.
We're going to jump into get some slash moves. I think there's one in Discord. Yes. Okay. And we have one in the doc that you can read though.
Okay. Just in the doc. Yeah. Let's see. From Kaifin /Moo to the Convert to Raid Guild. Its members, officers, council, and leader have all been a comfortable place for me to play World of Warcraft. And I value these friendships. This family is fantastic. /Moo to my IRL best friend, Becky, who through this entire process of dealing with multiple illnesses, surgeries, and recovery has never faltered. This past year, I truly believe I would have died without her.
That's wonderful.
It's really sweet.
Thanks, Kaya. Memeth has a last-minute /Moo to the family / loved ones of the scientist Stephen Hawking. May his knowledge he gave us always be taught.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I have two /Moos to give tonight.
All right.
First, I want to give a /Moo to the Convert to Raid team 9 to midnight. This isn't really from me, but it is from one of our community members. I got a message on Facebook from Chili Vada, who said that she went with 9 to Midnight, ran with them, and it was an amazingly cool experience for her because she had some problems and anxieties from past raid teams that have kind of held over. She was pretty trepidatious about getting into raiding again, and 9 to Midnight made it fantastic. So I want to give props to that raid team for being
That's awesome.
Ambassadors of CTR and being and upholding the values that we hold dear for our community. I would also like to give a huge slash moo to my dear friend Ferociously Steph, who unfortunately was eliminated from the Stream On competition today. And the Stream On competition, if you hadn't heard about it, is Twitch's reality show competition with 14 streamers of all different walks of life. Their first elimination was today, and she was one of the 2 that was eliminated on the first round. And so and my heart breaks for her for the elimination. It was really, really hard to see that happen. But Steph is one of those people that's a beacon of light in this community, and I'm just really, really happy to call her a friend. So I'm just slash moo to you. Keep on being awesome, girl. So proud of you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We have one from Draven too.
Yes, we do. Draven says, slash moo to Stephen Hawking. Even in death, he got one last slice of pie because he died on Pie Day.
Yes. Did you have any for yourself?
I did not. I was, well, that was the day of our Patreon thing, and I got off work just in time to drive in, and then traffic happened. I was going to stop at Kroger and get a little piece of cheesecake or something, but traffic happened, and I was at a standstill and made me late for our Patreon stream. So I went pieless. So maybe this weekend I'll grab a slice or something in solidarity with the day that has passed.
Solidarity with pie.
Yes.
A really quick story about Pie Day from yesterday. I was in the car on the way to the gym, and the radio announcer comes on, and she's like, "Hey, it's 3:14. It's Pie Day today because pi starts with 3.14. And everybody's out there celebrating today, including pizza places. Pizza places are offering discounts today for Pie Day because, you know, they're round. And so anyway, it's Pie Day." And I sat there and I went, I scratching my head like, it's round?
Because, you know, it's round.
It wouldn't be because pizza pie? No?
In other news, tire shops are now offering 3 tires for the price of 4, or 4 for the price of 3.
God.
Also, Bed Bath & Beyond has a sale on plates.
If I could have had desks on my steering wheel, I would have. But instead, I tweeted it instead. When I got to the gym. I tweeted it when I got to the gym. All right. That, Marconin, is a show.
It is a show.
The show has been all over the place. It was not the show I expected it to be. It was better than I expected it to be. And we had technical issues and everything was crazy, but that's okay. Sometimes with the chaos comes greatness.
That's what makes us us, so I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I know. So what is happening over the next 7 days? Anything that you want to talk about?
Not really. Hopefully a nice relaxing weekend. I forgot to say what I did last week. I was also on Azeroth Roundtable last Friday. So if you want to go check that out, me, John, and Ben sat down for a while and talked shop. It was good to talk to those guys again. I miss them so much. I don't get to see them enough during the year. So definitely go check that out. Give them a listen if you guys already don't, because they're both 2 really funny dudes. For the next week, probably just going to relax this weekend. I am very jazzed about Pacific Rim Uprising. The wife has not seen the first one.
Yeah.
So right before the show, I bought a copy, and I'm going to go pick it up from the store tomorrow. And then hopefully we can watch that and go see Pacific Rim Uprising after our next show.
Nice.
'Cause I am not going to, they canceled the Apocalypse during the first movie, but I don't really feel like canceling the show to see a Thursday night showing. So we'll go ahead and see in the weekend. That was a really roundabout way of referencing the movie, but y'all have seen it. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. That was an awful joke. Why'd you say that? Ugh.
Thanks, Marconin.
Idiot. Ugh.
Now you're gonna obsess over it, and your brain is gonna wake you up at 4 a.m. and say, "Why did you do that?"
Yeah, I'll be just snoring, and all of a sudden wake up. You fail.
Big blinky letters. No, that's my brain. That's my brain that wakes me up and says, "Oh my gosh, you were an idiot today." I don't know. Happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going to be working on a heck of a lot of chainmail. I'm going to be watching the Eastern Clash this weekend starting. Actually, it starts at midnight tonight, but I will not be staying up to watch that. I will watch VODs. Who knows? Maybe I will be up because I can't sleep. And anything else I can think of? No, nothing that I can talk about right now. We're working on a bunch of stuff, but can't really talk about it yet. But hopefully we'll get a BlizzCon announcement soon too.
Hopefully so.
That'd be great.
I'm ready to hear when and where it's going to be, which I pretty much know when and where it's going to be.
Yeah, you just want the actually confirmed date. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can ask off for work because as soon as they do it, I'm like, boss, I'm gone. Don't even try it.
Yeah. So that is it for us. We'll be back next week. We are in need of letters, as always. I can say, send us letters because we need them. And if you've got stuff going on, if you need that push for the change, start writing. It's your catalyst. Let's go. Bring it on. Mm-hmm. Marconin and I are ready.
We're ready to hear it.
We are ready to hear it. And with that, we're going to bring this show to a close, just like we always do, like this. Tauren Think Tank is a proud member of the Signals Media All-Star Network. Find out more about the other great shows in the network by going to signalsmedia.com.
Portions of the music and sound effects heard on this show can be found at incompetech.com and freesound.org. You can find us out of the show. We can find us outside of the show, rather, on our website. You know where that's at? It's at taurenThinkTank.com. You guessed it. I knew you knew that. What can you find there? You can find all of our podcasts and also information on how to get in touch with us. And if you want some awesome Triple T merch, like some cool t-shirts, it's getting a little warmer. You're going to take away those sweatshirts that have Triple T logos on them. Get the t-shirts that have Triple T logo on them. You know you want to rock it out for the spring. Go ahead and check out taurenThinkTank.com/store and see what all we got up there.
Thank you to all who support our show via Patreon. If you would like to support Triple T and be a part of our monthly patron game nights going forward, go to patreon.com/TaurenThinkTank. Even $1 will get you in as a patron to be on the stream and in the games. So let's do it. If you want to meet other members of the Triple T community, join our Discord server. It's been hopping lately. You can get there by going to tinyurl.com/TTTchat2.
Yep. You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/you guessed it, Tauren Think Tank. You can find us on Twitter for the show at Tauren Think Tank. You can find Jules at Jules RPG. You can find me, Marconin, at Marconin Wow.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, chat room, for being on fire tonight, being with us every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Central. You can find the video stream at twitch.tv/Tauren Think Tank. We love having you here in the live chat room, and we love you for listening to us on the download. Marconin?
Jules?
Have a fabulous weekend.
Well, I heard the Marsha story again, so I will. And you do the same.
Beginning of the show. Thank you all for being here tonight. We'll be back next week. For myself, for Marconin, for the entire chat room. Until next time, /moo, everybody.
/moo.
Tauren Think Tank. We make your problems less bad.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really?
Really?
Poor Marconin can't hear anything.
And Kranos, I like them both, but thin crust beats a Chicago deep dish just by like a quarter inch. I like the thin cracker crust.
See,
Right.
I'm
Deep
like,
dish is really good too.
I like them all. Like, it
I
doesn't
do,
matter.
yeah.
I like them all. Like, if you put all three of them in front of me, I don't know what I would do because I love them all for their own reasons. Because it's pizza.
I'd grab a slice of each, and then I just enjoy them equally. But like if I just get if I'm just getting a pizza for myself, I'll get the thin crust because I just like because I'm not filling up on bread, so I'm not just like feeling like a swollen bird after a wedding. I used to throw rice, just like so full of bread. So I just take it easy on the bread.
Yeah.
But man, Chicago deep dish is so good.
Draven, your list is awesome.
Troubleshooting with Kalani. But under that's tie dad. Love is a big plastic tub.
Love is a big plastic tub.
No more excuses. Flash from that. Laser swords. Dream bigger. Side order of purpose. I'm in your problem. Wait. Oh, I'm your problem right in your face. I want to be original. And it goes, because they're round.
I saw somebody clip something, so I don't know what he clipped, but that was probably it.
No. That's probably it. Uh-oh.
Remembering Marsha.
Watch your Twitter.
Yeah.
Here it goes.
Remembering Marsha.
Yeah.
It was strange going back and listening to old episodes, like the old microphone and I listened to the first episode and I forgot about Hey Jules. Hey
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a blast. Like blast from the past just to kind of like go all the way back to episode 10.
That's back when I used to listen to you guys while I was at work. I just have my headphones in while I'm working.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still blown away too by the people who say I've listened since the beginning, or I went back and I listened to the beginning. Like this, just like we're coming up on 6 years now.
Yeah.
May is going to be 6 years, and that it's hard to fathom that. Like the changes of life that have happened in 6 years is just, it's overwhelming.
It really is.
Even though the essence of the show has remained the same, it's changed. We're different now. Like this is a different beast than when it started. And it's just, yeah, going back and listening to some of that old stuff was just eye-opening.
Yeah, we've come a long way from my guild leader's a douchebag.
I know. Which is exactly how it started. Like,
yeah.
It's so funny though. I mean, just that first couple episodes, thinking about how, it was about my raid leader this and my guild leader that, and it turned so much else into.
Yes, it does have to do with.
The Asp Saras. I saw you earlier saying you listened to the YouTube videos and this is your first live show. I'm really glad that you made it.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see and have you here. And it's so awesome.
Super cool. That's really cool that you came to the live show, and I hope you'll be back. I hope you'll come back and see us again.
Look forward to seeing you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, which title do you want to go with?
The side order of purpose.
Okay.
We go from
Sounds
steaming
good.
pile of show to side order of purpose.
We're gonna have to have another one like that, with a glass full of gumption or something.
Did you see the tweet that we got a couple days ago of feedback from the show? I don't know if you saw this. It was addressed to you too. It was from Half Hill Report, and he said, listening to the Steaming Pile of Show episodes and heard about how you almost lost your dad 25 years ago.
That's right.
In
yes, I did
1981,
see
I
that.
almost lost my dad to a drunk driver who T-boned him, and he was also in a coma. I love my dad too, / Moody, you and your dad.
Yeah, I did see that. I need to reply back to that.
Yeah. I just want to make sure you did see it.
Yes.
You wrote in a long time ago? Oh, wow. I love you guys for being around for so long. I apologize that I don't remember what your letter was, but you have to forgive me. 6 years worth of stuff. $265. You're not even going to be there for $265. We'll come up with our own show titles, damn it. Oh, you got into Alpha Soul Me? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I keep checking every time one of my friends on Twitter is like, I got into the alpha.
Yeah, it must have
Like,
sent out
I'm
another
gonna
wave.
go check. And I'm gonna go check my email. Nope, nothing. Which I'm okay. Like
Yeah.
I have too much to do in the game as it is. I thought about streaming my my Mage Tower attempts, but then I kind of want to keep up the part where I don't really curse on stream, and that's not possible when I'm doing the Mage Tower. Because
it is a
gosh
little
darn
jarring
it,
sometimes to hear Marconin swear like a sailor when he gets really mad.
it's yeah.
It's
It
pretty
happens. No one's perfect, When my grandmother curses at the dinner table, that was always jarring. The first time she she said shit on the, she's like by the island in our kitchen, sweet Southern grandmother, everything. When she said that, I was like, I'm glad I wasn't holding anything because I would have dropped it. Just like, wow, okay. Wow,
awesome.
Granny. Never, it's one of those things like I never expect, I know she knows the word. I know she knows to say, she can say it, but hearing her saying it is just that. What? And did you, I don't know that you saw, Jules, but they added a new food item in the alpha for Battle for Azeroth. It's called pineapple pizza.
Oh, go away with your pineapple pizza.
It doesn't give you any stats though. I think it does something. I can't remember, but I'm just glad that it's in the game so then I can have stacks and stacks of pineapple pizza. So delicious.
So delicious. Let me take a look at this one. 179, huh? Forgiving is hard. Ah, yes. I remember this one. How do you forgive yourself and forgive a parent who is a broken adult who raised a broken child?
I remember that one too.
I remember that one. That was on March 6th. So 2 years ago, almost to the day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, dude. That's crazy. I remember your letter.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. That's something we need on the soundboard. Selwood Wilson. Wow.
I hope you're doing well. I hope that things are improving for you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember your letter. And thank you for listening to the show. We really do appreciate it. Thank you to all of you who listen and support us every week. It means the world.
Mm-hmm. Not just the patrons, just everybody that listens.
Everybody.
You guys are awesome. We wouldn't do it. We wouldn't be able to, we wouldn't be able to do it without you guys.
That's right. A show is about you guys. So
Yeah.
we
Like,
literally would not have a show without you.
Yeah. We're not gonna read patch notes to you or anything like that. So everybody else, everybody's got that covered. So we're not gonna do it. But yeah.
Going to school, want to become a psychologist. Lots of school. Go. That's awesome.
That is fantastic.
You got this. Dream big.
Yep. Oh, that's awesome.
Dream big and do the thing. You got this.
Yep.
That's awesome.
You've
been listening forever, but not that forever. That's okay. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's 6 years worth of stuff out there, so it's not like, I mean, yeah, we got the OG listeners, but that's a lot of listening. There's 200. This is now 264 episodes, so it's a lot of listening time.
It's like 528 hours on average.
Yeah, it's a lot of time.
How long is it? 500? Yeah.
Yeah, when we go out, we go about 90 minutes per episode, roughly. Depends on the earlier episodes were almost 2 hours.
Yeah. It's like 22 days straight.
Oh,
of listening on average.
It's a lot of time. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here and go decompress. And you guys have a fabulous week. Dream big, and we'll be back next week.
Yes, we will. It's gonna be a great, fantastic week, guys. Find something that you can do for yourself to improve your situation this week, like Mammoth will. Hold you to it. And we'll see you next week, guys. Enjoy it. /boo.
/boo. Bye.